Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning into the Calm Down It's Fine podcast. If you enjoy our stuff, you can help us out by sharing, subscribing, leaving a positive review. If you don't have something good to say or a good review to give, just don't give it at all. But if you like it, share it, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating, and enjoy the episode. What? I was pointing at you like, bring us in.
Hi, welcome to the Calm Down It's Fine podcast.
You know, where we talk about stuff.
We're going to talk today about your finances and let you know that you're not doing a good job.
I'm not, really, when you think about it.
In other news,
you know, you don't have to do that every time.
What's up?
The intro thing. I saved the edit from the last video. I saved it, so now I can literally in 4 seconds tack that on to the beginning of every episode.
Now I have some variety.
Yeah, nice going, dude.
The variety is just two versions of you.
You know, I feel like as a kid,
the same though.
I feel like as a kid.
But seriously, guys, before we go any further, subscribe. Look, our last review on Apple Podcasts was in October.
And we've had a lot of episodes.
A lot's happened since then.
Yeah,
that's not
Cam's
good.
pregnant. It's a whole deal.
Cam,
look at him.
I'm not pregnant.
Strong as an ox.
Ooh, the strength of a unicorn. It's in the Bible. Twice. 2 times. God says,
if you look up unicorn in the Webster's 1828, it says rhinoceros. Which is interesting.
Idiot.
I mean, the strength of a unicorn, that's still a funny phrase.
When you're a kid, I feel like you think about snails all the time. Like it's a common thing in your head. And now it's like I don't ever
think about snails often because of the salt thing.
Yeah. But look,
that's why.
How many snails have you seen in the last 3 years?
I think I did away with them all.
I don't know if I've seen snails ever, really. I don't think I see slugs all the time.
Sometimes, yeah.
Did you ever salt a snail and just sit there and watch it?
Yes, I just wanted to see what happened. Like, oh, wow, that's cool.
You guys are sadistic.
No, it's just interesting.
I mean, I've done it too, but
yeah.
It was different when I did it.
And when I did it out of love. I said, I'm doing this because I love you, and then I killed him. Yeah. Slowly with salt.
Doing this for the greater good.
Yeah.
He'll understand someday.
It's a weird creature. And the fact that people in France eat those things and they're like, no, it's good.
Whoa, what?
Growing up,
escargot is snails.
Escargot?
It's snail eggs.
What?
I don't think it's snail. I thought it was actual snails.
No, I think it's snail eggs.
So we don't eat the snail, we just eat the poop of the snail.
We should do a live episode one time. That'd be cool. I don't know how we do that. I'd have to really practice. But
a live episode? We'll do one
like Facebook Live. That's how
when we get to 100, we could do that.
100 what?
Not even
episodes.
Facebook Live. We could just take
100 what?
We take the recording equipment to use the Blaze, and we'll record an episode in the lobby.
What is escargot?
Or that room with the big room with the piano that everybody practices singing in at Youth Blaze?
It wouldn't work well.
No, it wouldn't.
We would have to riff and it wouldn't work.
No. Listen, life's hard enough trying to edit everything this guy says over here.
Escargot, any of several species of edible land snail. Here's a picture of it. This doesn't look like eggs. That's like actual snail shells.
I thought it was.
They push out some big old eggs.
I thought it was snail eggs.
Yeah, I don't feel stupid anymore.
Idiot.
Not yet. I will in a minute.
Give it time.
Just give it time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like I thought about that last week. Like as a kid, I feel
eggs?
I feel like as a child, snails are regularly occurring in your head, and as an adult, the first time I thought about them was last week. Snails.
I don't think I think about snails or slugs.
When you were a kid, you didn't ever think about snails a lot. I feel like I did. I totally did.
No, I mean, it was.
I know. I can bring you to spots in my yard where I was when snails just fascinated me, and I poured salt on them.
But when's the last time you saw a snail? It's like forever ago.
It's your guys' fault.
I've not seen a snail
You're welcome.
in more than 10 years.
Noah should have taken some tips from us.
We had a slug issue when I was a kid.
Yeah,
like there would be slugs.
I thought you were gonna say we had a slug issue in my house.
No.
It's still going on.
When we would walk out the back door and they would be on like the stone steps or the sometimes they'd be like on the siding, like slugs. Not like and a plethora of slugs, but
Yeah,
like,
that's a good word. I like that.
yeah. Dang, bro.
My grandma. Oh, that's cool.
Well, this is an interesting
That's really
book.
interesting. Yeah,
It's actually really good.
Huh.
surprising because he's Catholic, right?
Maybe we'll do another book club episode.
Shit.
Although we never read the book of the first book club episode. Sorry, Ben.
Oh,
I
we should
told him,
we
I
should
told him I was going to buy it.
we
and I
should
never
read
did.
how to teach your cat about gun safety and talk about it.
Oh,
We
that's
should.
the
Maybe
other
you
book.
should bring some content besides.
I'm bringing. I got the snails, man. There's a bunch of stuff I feel like you think about it for a lot as a child, and as an adult, like it's totally just non-existent anymore.
Quicksand.
Yeah,
I thought that was going to be a big
less
issue when I was a kid.
of a problem as an adult. I thought it was going to be.
I tell you what I thought.
I was always worried about it.
We could just do childhood issues here.
Yeah, that's good.
Childhood memories.
Boom. That's
Tell
the
you what.
episode.
Patch the Pirate.
So I didn't listen to Patch the Pirate growing up.
I didn't either. Sorry.
You don't have to apologize.
I feel like I do though,
No.
because I feel like when I'm in a church setting and somebody brings up Patch the Pirate and I go, I didn't listen to it.
I'm like, I don't know.
I don't feel guilty, but I feel, if I'm the guy who goes, I didn't listen to Patch the Pirate growing up, I feel like every other church member is like,
No, I wasn't even going there. I was
Yeah.
saying there
Look,
was a
kick him
there
out.
was a
What
I
were
think
you
it's
listening
one of the
to,
first
young
ones.
man?
I listened to all of them, but it was one of the first ones. It was called Friendship Mutiny, right? And it was
which was almost the name of our podcast.
yes,
Yep.
Friendship Mutiny. Look, check that out. Look it up. See if there is one named that.
My phone's over there.
See if there's another podcast named that. We might have to rebrand.
Friendship Mutiny.
We might have to rebrand. That's not my phone.
Well, we've got a new new
Work phone?
panel.
Yeah.
We've got a new panel here. Friendship Mutiny. That's
anyways,
if
it was the name
it's
of the
definitely the title of this episode. 100%.
So it was called Friendship Mutiny, and it was Patch the Pirate with his crew and another crew who was worldly, and they were befriending Patch's crew, but they were bringing them on board and influencing them to be whatever. They convince, hey buddy,
Hey, Mr. Man.
they convinced Patch's crew, which they're like, it's Patch the Pirate, and then there's like kids, which you think of a pirate running around with little kids.
Yeah.
I don't know what messaging we're trying to
Peter
send here.
Pan.
But for every character there was an equivalent of the bad one. Like there was Pee Wee Pirate was the one guy, and then there was another guy on the other boat that was like his age, and then there's Princess Pirate, and there was another girl who was her. And so anyways, they convinced them, just like the devil convinced Eve to eat the fruit. You don't know all the stuff or whatever.
Right.
And there was a shark. What was the shark's name?
No idea. Never watched
No,
it.
the shark had a name.
I told him this already.
But the
I don't know.
shark, if you didn't feed,
Is it Sharky Shark?
If they didn't throw food
Bruce.
over the bow to feed the shark would take a bite out of the ship.
so
and
it's a
forever.
realistic show.
So no, what's audio? It's just
Pretty, yeah.
on tapes. So forever, I'm talking a long time. Like I'm 8, 9, and I'm thinking it's dangerous to go in boats, not because sharks are going to eat me.
But they'll eat the boat.
They'll eat the boat.
Huh.
Because that's literally what they
That's
did.
a valid. I get it.
Look up Friendship Mutiny.
Fun fact,
Patch
There
the
is
Pirate.
there is no podcast, so that's clear. We can do that.
But I'm just saying, if you look at the actual tape cover, it's like pretty sure it's the shark biting a bite out of the ship, and everyone's like, "Oh!"
Interesting. Yeah.
So I literally was scared.
There's adults that still think that because they're
Seriously.
crazy.
Okay.
No, there's
You
like
think
there's
that?
genuinely people who won't get on boats because they think that sharks will attack the boat and stuff like that.
Oh, I did not know that.
Which song
Yeah, bro.
specifically was that one?
It was just the name of the whole thing.
The friendship. So I found it. I got the whole thing here.
The whole album.
Yeah.
Let me see it.
Yeah,
I just want to see the picture.
It's Friendship Mutiny.
Hand in that.
It's okay. I mean, you're close. There is a shark, a boat, and some pirates. Like
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
Huh. Yeah, I never listened to Patch the Pirate growing up. And I feel like as an adult when I bring that up that I never watched
it's
it.
a guilt trip.
Other church people are like, dude, what kind of wicked house did you grow up in?
Well, then I didn't know who that was until like 2 years ago.
We have
I had no
VeggieTales.
idea.
We watched
I grew up with
VeggieTales.
VeggieTales, and I feel guilty for saying that.
For saying you watch VeggieTales?
Heck yeah, I still
Oh.
think about it. I listen to VeggieTales silly songs at the gym sometimes.
Pops in the gym.
Yeah.
He's just like...
There was a man so long ago, his memory but faint was not in style, or is not something not in style like president or saint. But people came from far and near with their afflicted pets for a special cure they knew for sure wouldn't come from other vets. Whoa!
I don't think I know that one.
That's the yodeling veterinarian of the
I
Alps.
wish I didn't know that one.
Huh. I don't think I know that one.
Well, you get the Water Buffalo song.
I do know
Everybody's
that one.
got a Water Buffalo.
Do know
Yours
that.
is fast, but mine is
I've
slow.
ever showed you guys the
Shut.
the Buffalo song.
Just the Buffalo song?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Guy on the Buffalo.
Yes, that song is. I've never. I mean, you haven't, but that song is funny.
I've never shared this on the podcast.
No,
I don't think so.
It's a whole thing.
Guy on a Buffalo. Yeah,
Guy on the Buffalo.
that's a classic.
Did I show?
That's
it
like
to,
a- that's
did I
like-
show it to you, or do you know it before?
I know it before. That's like back in the Vine days, back when that was a thing.
It's a whole.
I never did
It's-
Vine.
I don't think it was
like-
Vine, but I mean it was on YouTube. But that era,
It's like at some point, I'm gonna have to set a reminder. If we can get to it now, that's fine. But it's like 4 people actually made a whole movie based off of a documentary.
Yep.
That was made about a guy riding a buffalo, and they like went back and layered it with words. Guy on the buffalo.
Yep.
It's nuts. I mean, it's great. But there's a song. I'll show you.
It's a song from a movie that's based on a documentary about a
Sounds
guy riding a
confusing.
buffalo.
It's a documentary about a guy on a buffalo.
Okay.
Done in like the 80s. And there's like no words to it. So somebody went back.
There's no
and
words
made,
to a documentary.
It's not. There's like no words to it.
How can you? Isn't that the point of a documentary? Is words?
Hold up.
It's not like people are watching documentaries for the action scenes.
There might have been some commentary to it, actually.
There had to have been. That's
But
the
it
whole
wasn't-
point of
yeah.
a documentary.
It was like very poorly made.
It was the 80s. What do you want?
Guy on a buffalo. Here we go. There's 4 episodes of this song that different.
Yeah.
All right, guy on a buffalo, bear Indians and such. Okay. And then here it is. This is 2 minutes. Episode 2 is 2 minutes. And episode 3 is, yeah, so here we go. But it's like the Buffalo Quest Part 1. It has it's a whole documentary. So here it is.
Saved hundreds with Liberty Mutual.
Oh, I will curse the day of my birth. Just hit the button to end it.
What is wrong with him?
Job did it, so it's biblical.
It's true.
Liberty, liberty, liberty. Liberty.
Tiger knows. The trick to making consistent contact is getting your
Tiger knows.
right.
Here we go.
God.
on a
This is
buffalo.
a
Here we go.
classic. Look at this thing.
Is that like a real guy on a buffalo? Bears, Indians, and such. That's a small buffalo.
One day the guy on the buffalo was cruising around through the plains, seen a bear, and he thought to himself, "Oh man, I gotta get away
from the bear. Hope it don't chase me.
Oh no, he's gonna chase me. Oh no, I better just turn around and chase him back. 'Cause guess what? I'm on a buffalo. Guy on a
Buffalo.
You've never heard this?
I have not.
This is 2010.
Guy on a buffalo.
look out.
Look out.
Watch him go.
Just watch him go.
Oh no, it's a guy on a buffalo.
I want,
guy
this
goes over
was-
I
and
want this to be my ringtone.
Watch
This was
Watch
peak
this, watch this.
2010.
On a buffalo. One day the guy on the buffalo was riding around through the forest.
It gets better.
He didn't see that Indian guy crouching down and he popped off a shot. Bang! Fell off the buffalo. Buffalo took off running while the Indian was still reloading. The guy on the buffalo snuck up behind him with a pistol. And he was like, "Hey, better watch what you're doing." Bam! Guy on the buffalo. Break your gun on a stump. On a buffalo. Don't wake up.
Oh.
Don't mess with the guy that's riding on a buffalo. Hey, Indians, from now on, don't shoot at the guy on the buffalo.
Yeah, that needs to be my ringtone.
Yeah,
It's
you've
legendary.
never.
Do you want to
heard
watch part 2?
No, I'm gonna watch those on the way home for sure.
I think we should do. Should we share with our listeners or just do another one next week?
We can do another one next week.
The second one, I'm telling you, it gets better and better and better. And so what it is a documentary that was made, and it was like everyone was like, "What is this?" And so this guy took that and summarized it with a song.
That's so funny.
Guy on a buffalo. I mean,
I'm here for it. I'm a fan. I didn't know
and like
anything
the
about
next
this.
one's orphans, cougars, and whatnot.
Orphans.
Number 3 is origins, villains, and the like.
And the like. Bro, I'm here for it, bro.
Episode 4 is rehab, vengeance, and what have you.
Guy on a buffalo.
There's only 4.
Are you guys gonna sing that at Youth Ablaze?
Yeah,
Guy on a
I'd
buffalo?
love to.
If they can sing "Come Down to the Farm," you can sing "Guy on a Buffalo."
Dude, Guy on a Buffalo is legendary. There was this period of time where parents were texting me.
About "Guy on a Buffalo."
Like, would you have, my kids will not like to do sets. There was a time where I showed them that, and they were all still like younger in school, and their dad like texted me and said, "I'm gonna kill you."
Oh, because they were just
Yeah, they're
blasting
singing it all the time.
playing it and singing it and doing it themselves.
That's so funny.
Like, Guy on a Buffalo.
I'm gonna learn that and play it on the ukulele.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Perfect.
Ukulele
Perfect.
cover.
Break
cover
your
song.
gun on a stump.
Bang. Bro, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't chase. It's always gonna chase me. The bear.
Guy
I'm
on
gonna
a
chase him back.
buffalo.
I'm gonna turn around and chase him back. Cause guess what?
I'm on a
I'm
buffalo. That's so funny, bro. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, that's good. I actually want to listen to the next one.
What's the next one?
Orphans.
Oh,
Orphans in the Sense. There's no sense in not. Hold up. I mean, since we're here, we'll just do 2.
yeah. Since we're here, we might as well just do
we
it.
can't do 4.
Look at the mountains on
we
your
go.
TV. Now it's a swamp. What happened?
Probably buffaloes.
Buffalo Swamp. Call up Buffalo Swamp.
Oh, so it's like the same song and everything. Orphans, cougars, and whatnot.
Orphans, cougars, and whatnot.
That sounds fair.
One day the guy on the buffalo hopped off to stretch his legs. Walking the field. Hey, what's this in the weeds? It's a baby. Put it in a saddle, hopped on, hopped it up a hill.
Just
and
listen to the
across
song and then we'll
trying to
comment.
cross the river. Not gonna happen, man. You're riding on a buffalo, member, but keep the baby afloat. Good job, guy
Good job.
on the buffalo.
Dustin laughed at the wrong time. Hold up.
Across the river.
I did.
Not gonna happen, man. You're riding on a buffalo, member, but keep the baby afloat. Good job, guy on the buffalo.
Good job.
Gotta find your friend. She's barren. Guy on a buffalo. Hey, you want this baby? It's cheaper than adoption. Guy on
Cheaper than adoption.
buffalo. You're welcome, lady. Gotta move it on to my buffalo. Guy on a buffalo. One day the guy on the buffalo walked off to do some hunting. The buffalo
Hunt.
said, no, don't do it, man, by yourself. Guy said, I got this, I don't need you, buffalo, it's just a deer. And normally the buffalo would have his back, but he was chomping on some grass in the field. And just about the time the guy got ready to shoot, he straight up got mauled by a cougar.
Straight up got mauled by a cougar.
Oh, and I need him. Oh, he's got problems of his own, I understand. Hey, guy,
There's wolves on buffalo.
you're gonna have to just punch that cougar in the face. Get out of here, kitty cat, beat it. And hey, wolf, I got something for
Can you imagine
Kick from buffalo. Hey, varmints, don't mess with
Can you imagine filming that with the cougar? Like, I would have been
They
terrified.
got the video of that bison kicking that wolf.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how they got that.
Dude, that's
How
so,
do you
One
like
day
train a
the guy
cougar
on the
to like
buffalo was
pretend to
riding
fight you but
around
not
in the
really eat you?
forest.
Like, how do you do that?
I like to
don't
think
understand
I
that.
like to think that they were filming this documentary and he
this
was
is-
about to shoot the wolf and then an actual
cougar attacked him and he punched him.
and the camera guy was like, "Hold
Straight
on."
up got mauled by a cougar.
He's the camera guy's
Find
like,
these on iTunes.
"Hold on. Hold on.
They're on iTunes.
We got something here."
Yeah, dude.
I'm all about it.
All right, let us know if you want to listen to part 3 and 4.
Yes, guy on a buffalo. That's I'm going to see if I can make that my ringtone.
Yeah.
Guy on a buffalo.
Yeah, and he's in the prairie, and he just leans down and picks up a baby.
Out of the weeds. Said you find a. Hey, just listen to this.
It's on iTunes though.
Well, he's on Spotify.
But yeah, Spotify too. Man, that's an anthem.
All right.
Yeah. One day the guy on the buffalo was riding around in the plains.
All right.
I'm
Seen
done.
a bear.
I'm here for it. Guy on a buffalo.
I'm glad I could bring that into your life.
I know. Actually, you know what we need? You know what I was thinking about the other day when I was making the thumbnail for last week's episode? We have a picture of you on a horse and me on a tiger. I think we need to reach out to Jesse Clark and get a sticker made for Dustin.
With the elephant?
In the van.
The war elephant?
In his white van.
Yeah, or the elephant, because that was his animal, right? He chose the elephant.
You're right, Jesse.
But it just means like a standalone on my glorious elephant.
Glorious.
Yeah. Jesse,
Me and Brian Clark. He picked, or not Brian Clark. Brian Bates.
this guy.
Sorry. It's 10 o'clock, I think.
He's a real problem.
Having issues. Yeah. Brian Bates picked an elephant too, right?
He did.
Yeah. So me and him on an elephant having a good time.
And then somebody
favorite.
sent a video to Cameron of a guy on an elephant just getting mauled by a tiger.
Oh yeah, I didn't look that up.
It's just like these guys on an elephant. He's
That's
like,
not
I'm
a
safe on
war
my elephant.
That's the difference.
And the tiger was just like,
train your war elephant.
that wasn't a war tiger
That
either.
was that's like a legit thing. Like people would train because you can train elephants. They would train elephants.
I want those elephants that were on.
You can buy
on Lord of the Rings.
You can buy elephant chair. Yeah,
No, bro. One elf with a bow and arrow took them bad boys out.
Dude, there was not one bow and arrow. It was like a bunch of little people.
No, Legolas killed one by himself, didn't he?
Yeah, because he stepped,
And he
got on the head and took 3 arrows
But
to
he-
the dome.
Killed the buffalo.
You ain't Legolas.
And it fell down, and Gimli, the dwarf guy, said, still only counts as one.
Yeah, a buffalo.
Guy on a buffalo. Is that what I said?
Look, they got a little cage up there.
Guy on a massive
Riding that-
elephant.
Riding that thing.
We should also cover that song. We should. Recording studio. We're going to record Guy on a Buffalo.
I just typed in guy on elephant and it says guy on elephant song.
Really? There's a song. You have an anthem.
Guy on elephant gets mauled.
Kind of like it's more.
Tiger.
Tiger.
The biggest engagements
Tiger, the
of
full
elephant
video.
warfare was the Battle of
this is it.
Hydaspes, Battle of Zama, Second Battle of Panapa, and Battle of Amber.
Gesundheit. That is.
Yeah,
We played hopscotch to the English language. Get that one out. This is it. This is a guy on an elephant.
Looks like an Asian thing.
It's India. Dude, the tiger's gonna pop out of that tall grass. Oh my goodness. That's easily the scariest thing that I can think of right now.
Must have bit him pretty good.
Eat me on a horse.
It would be easier to do it on a horse.
Did you see it? It popped out of the grass like that? I thought you'd be able to see it like sneaking up, but no.
I didn't even think about the fact that your animal is a tiger. Like I didn't connect all of the shots. So like, yeah, that definitely makes me put your tiger in a higher category.
Tiger attacks.
Dude, tigers are crazy, man.
Here's the story of the tiger attack that occurred in
'Cause he had a
North
stick,
India
too.
in 2004.
He did have a stick. He
You have a
did.
golf club, so that's fine.
Dude, there's no way. Look at this. Oh, straight at him.
Oh my gosh, dude,
You
that's terrifying.
would be like 40 yards back, already in a pile mauled.
No, I would be 40. I'd be 40
You
yards.
wouldn't be riding that thing.
I'm gonna ride it. That's the deal. And
Dude, you're not riding them. Tiger.
here's the thing: is the tiger would sneak up, and then as it was mauling you, this would be me in the background like this.
Oh gosh, but that's not. It looks like he's still alive. Though.
You know who would survive that? Guy on a buffalo.
Guy on buffalo.
Yeah, look at that. Oh gosh, that's scary.
Yeah, dude, that's.
I kick him in the face. Easy, light work, half day of work.
Yeah.
Home at 12.
Cameron said he had a stick too.
He had a stick.
I was like, oh dang,
he had a stick.
skinny little Indian.
Boy had a stick.
Oh man, that's
not of the origin,
No.
like the other country. I saw a clip and it said,
Am I gonna have to write this down?
no, I'm not gonna. It was funny though.
You guys want to? You want to jump into this?
Well, we were talking about childhood memories.
We can go back to that. When I was a kid, I used to think, when we sang the hymn, I always thought that he punched me to victory.
I always thought it was plunged me, as in like, I didn't know the difference. I thought it was what it said actually.
Like
But
he was
I'm
like a
thinking,
plunger.
like, what does this mean?
I thought he punched me to victory.
I'm
What
thinking Jesus is a part-time plumber.
What else? What else was?
When I was a kid, there's a house in Denton on 6th Street that I thought was the White House.
Me too.
So
Not on that street.
yeah.
But you thought
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Fully.
Yeah, no, you're good. It's enormous, and it's like just randomly in town. It's huge, has like 20-foot enormous white pillars. The whole thing is, like poured. It's insane. It's the most insane house in Denton.
So Nanico Combs, that big building, it's Barrica now, but there was a big house with the office.
Yeah.
It was a huge office with the white pillars, and I always thought that was the White House up
Yeah.
until I was like 19. I'm just joking.
when I was a kid, this is a true
I
story.
was thinking, how is it so close? And I also thought the moon was the Earth.
Really?
I was like, there we are. Look at us.
There we are. Yeah, look at
And
us
I
go.
remember that dawning on me that I was wrong. I was in the Target parking lot. It was just mom had went inside with the girls or whatever, and I'm sitting in the parking lot looking up, and I was like, oh. I was probably 6 or 7. I'm like, that doesn't work.
No, that doesn't. The math does not line up on that one.
There's a few things that don't.
This is a true story. It's because you guys were talking about houses. It reminded me of this. There was this old house in Kenton when I was a kid, and me and Phil, the people had moved out, and it'd been empty for I want to say like a year or two, and me and Phil, we broke into the house.
Who's Phil?
Phil was my best friend growing up.
Oh, you and Phil
Yep, me and Phil.
Robertson.
My name is Phil. I would not stop until I had a doctorate.
Dr. Phil.
Or Longbeard.
I gotta be honest with you,
Make duck calls.
it took us way too long to understand that joke.
Yeah, I didn't. I was thinking Phil Robertson. That's where my head went.
So we were I don't know.
Cameron's more intellectual than I am. He
We
was
were maybe
thinking doctors.
13, maybe 13, maybe 14, and this house was so cool because it had like 2 sets of stairs. Like there was like when you walked in, there was a set that went upstairs, and
Yep.
if you walked down the hallway,
Stairs for the men and stairs for the women.
Yep.
Yep.
As you do.
So the
Just
women
goes
were-
right to the kitchen.
right to the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So actually, no, that is where the second set of stairs, like it went from upstairs down to the kitchen.
Yeah, but
So-
I think that was not. It was
That
technically
was
servants.
by
But once that all got
design.
abolished,
Right.
then it had to become for the wives.
Yep.
So
right.
right.
Are you following along? I'm falling off, but I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it hard.
That's not. Never mind.
You mean falling asleep?
Yeah.
Oh, so anyway, we break into this house. We're walking around the house because it was like a nice house. It was just like really old and starting to fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
So we go upstairs and then we climb out the window and we're on the roof of this house.
Yeah.
And we're just kind of sitting on the roof because there's nothing to do on a roof at all, really. So we're just sitting on the
so you
roof
sit
like,
there.
hey, man, like, look at that, dude. We made it on top of this roof.
Well, there you go.
And the people who lived in the house next door, literally, they come outside and he goes, hey, Hey, what are you guys doing up there? Phil goes, we're roofing. And then
At night?
no, this was like the middle of the day. He's like, we're roofing. It's like two 13-year-olds on the roof. He goes, we're roofing. And we just start fake hammering. We don't have anything in our hands. But we just start going, acting like we're putting nails into shingles that are already there. So he goes, so the guy goes, no, you're not. And he runs into his house. So we're like, oh no, he's going to call cops. So we climb in the house and we run down and we escape out. And then they ended up like demolishing that house. Like, I want to say like the next summer. But
Wow.
that's
Look what you did, guys.
that is a story. That's a story that,
You ruined it for everyone.
yeah, it's just forever for the rest of my life I'm going to laugh because that's the first like excuse that he came up with. Hey, what are you guys doing up there? We're roofing.
That's pretty good. That's
What are you
really
talking
the
about?
only. That's the only.
The only thing is, like,
what else
listen-
would even be close to that?
Like-
We're home inspectors.
Listen, sir, I get it, but what else could we be doing up here?
13 squeaky voices, just two kids on the roof.
We're roofing.
We're doing this. There's no noise.
You
There's
shoulda-
already shingles on the roof.
If he was like, no, you're, when he said no, you're not, you should be like, we're Amish. I'm like, oh,
Even
okay,
back
yeah.
then, nobody used a hammer and nail the roof.
No, bro. We're roofing.
You know how long it take?
Just like,
Get that auto hammer.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I only recently found out that a palm hander was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
it's
cool.
nice.
Milwaukee's got one. It's like $150.
Is it battery?
Yep.
Okay, no, I've only
M12.
The
air
How
one.
big
Yeah.
is it?
It's small. I mean, it's like
Where do you hook the battery? Is it a little one?
Milwaukee is the M12 line, 12-volt batteries for smaller tools. That's what it is.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
I'm gonna show you.
I'm not that interested either.
Yeah, you are. Milwaukee palm nailer.
Speaking of tools, I'm trimming a 6,000 square foot house.
Hand that to him.
Speaking of tools, I
6,000?
had breakfast with my brothers the other day.
Very neat.
Yeah.
Oh, which is a funny joke. My mom's gonna text me about that one.
Does that smell like Updog? Updog?
You wish I was that dumb.
What's up, dog? That's what you say. And you say nothing, man.
Dude, that's a friendship mutiny right there. You can try
Yeah.
to play me like that in front of the
I
internet.
got the kids at church tonight. I was like, oh, it's not like Updog. And they're like, your sister, what's up, dog? I'm like, nothing much. What's up with you? And they're like,
When she gets tired, she'll do it. She's like,
what's up, dog?
Like you.
No, I'm pretty in it. You know, I'm with the time.
This man literally
No,
just
man.
said, "Yeah, my sister's tired. She's useless." As he fades currently, as his eyes are shutting.
you
up.
see how much?
He's lost in the sauce, bro.
Do you see how much I'm fighting? I'm
Do some
fighting
push-ups.
No,
He doesn't want the internet to see how he
Yeah.
can't get more than 7.
18 and a half.
That's nice.
So,
So, do you, any of you? What is your first memory?
as a child,
Like your first.
I actually
my
know
very
mine off the top
first
of my head.
memory is walking down the drive. So like, or I
Does that have to do with the bus?
no, when I initially lived at so where my grandfather's farm is, the house is there. The one that Chicken lives in is a house that I lived in for 2 years until I was 2, and then I moved to the house that my dad currently lives in on Log Cabin Road, which is like a mile down
So,
the
what
road.
was the memory?
The memory in that house, I was walking down the driveway and I didn't understand. Like, my parents told me that Jesus lived a long time ago, and I thought that meant like when they were kids.
How old
so
were you?
like I thought they grew up with Jesus, and
It's
I'm like,
we're not talking about Joseph Smith.
yeah,
How old were you?
I don't know. But now I'm confused. I don't know. I think I had issues as a child with remembering things way before I was supposed to.
Yeah, I could get
I
that.
remember.
Wait, time out. Remembering
Come here.
things before you were supposed to?
Listen, buddy.
Who's to say?
When I remember
This boy's
being
broken.
I remember being in the hospital because I was dehydrated when I was 2, and my like you can ask my mom. I'm like, I don't know how I remember that, but I do. It was
When
weird.
you say I remembered things before I was supposed to, you make it sound like you were looking into the future.
now,
no,
people can tell you stories, and you've heard the stories for so long that you've created an image in your mind.
No, but I told her everything. I'm like, I was there. They had strawberry medicine. I did not like it, and they had to force me to take it. And she was like, "That's exactly what happened."
I think
So
my
told you
earliest
that?
is when I
I
was.
remember that. I remember being in the. I remember that.
I think my earliest memory is when I was 3. It was Christmas. And I'm sure my mom, when she listens to this, is going to be like, no, but this is how I remember it. I remember Christmas morning walking out we lived in this trailer, and I came walking in, and there was a Christmas tree, and I remember being like, what's today? And they were like, it's Christmas. And then there was a bike next to the Christmas tree because my little brother got I got a bike with like training wheels and stuff for like a 3-year-old kid or whatever, and it was red. And I remember that's my earliest memory is walking out of my room down the hallway on Christmas morning when I was like 3.
You didn't start off on a regular two-wheel bike. Be a man.
Oh man!
So I remember
trying to figure out if I could put training wheels on my motorcycle.
I remember swimming, and it was like
At 14.
no, it was like swimming, and it was like a pool, but it was like at night, and it was like really, really dark for some reason. But I was swimming, and then all of a sudden it got really bright,
Oh my gosh, he's talking about the womb.
and then somebody spanked me.
So dumb.
So stupid. That's so dumb.
He's so dumb. He's so dumb. How long have you been trying to set that up?
A second. Dustin,
He's talking about.
I should have said dark. I was gonna go. I was swimming in water, and then all of a sudden it was like I was like I got super. I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, when
And
he said it was dark, and I'm like,
the lights came on, and I got spanked.
I think I've told this story on the podcast before. When I was like a kid, I fell into my grandparents' like pool at like because I was helping my grandfather like what's the skimmer, like the net thing to get all the leaves out of the pool, and he was getting all the leaves out. So I was playing with the skimmer, and I dipped the skimmer into the pool. I was like 5. So I dipped it in the pool, and when I went to pull it up, it was too heavy. So when I pulled up, I pretty much just pulled myself into the pool.
yeah.
And I went to the bottom. Yeah, and then I remember my grandfather reaching down and like picking me up.
I would tell you to be careful with that still.
I can't swim.
Being too heavy.
No, ever
this
since
day.
then, he promised himself he would train every day to fight 112-year-olds.
Yeah.
I'm talking about too heavy.
What is?
I know, but that's
Still.
look at
What
it
is?
now.
This podcast? Nah, because I shoulder it every week.
No,
Carry it. I put you on my back like a JanSport backpack, and then I carry you.
A JanSport
Yes.
backpack.
Yes, because you're not even high class enough to be a Herschel.
LL Bean.
Herschel.
Yes,
even know
you
what
are a
these
JanSport backpack. Not even a backpack. You're a messenger bag, and I just throw you over my
your
shoulder.
skinny shoulders.
Yep, and I carry you.
This podcast must not be
I
much.
carry you and the views to the
Oh, you were
sky.
talking about metaphorically the whole time.
Yes.
And I'm like, he's like gonna give it to him, and I.
Who, him?
Oh my gosh,
What, you thought that was serious?
Yes, I'm dying. What's happening
You thought
to me?
me and him, he actually was carrying me in a backpack?
He was talking about what he was gonna do, and I'm like, you do it, you go for it, David. You show the man who's boss.
Who are you?
I don't know.
You just saved me for having to come up with a comeback.
I'm fighting the system.
A man on a buffalo.
Yeah.
Man, I had something to say before you went on that stupid long
That was
rant.
great. The second earliest memory I have is what the Jackie Chan cartoon.
Yeah, Jackie Chan Adventures.
That's like the next memory I have.
I used to watch that every Saturday morning.
That was my go-to.
What are some cartoons? All right, obscure cartoons that you remember, but nobody else seems to remember.
My first memory was on
Oops, though,
my
right? Like I
dad's
was talking.
shoulder.
Oops.
Yeah, we
like,
didn't get to
oops.
mine yet.
I was in the middle of a sentence, and then you started a sentence.
Wait, to be fair, he wasted his on his birth story. I'm just
No,
kidding.
Missy,
Go, get out of here. You're done in this town.
Your dogs look so weird.
Tell your
shaved.
story.
Go.
I want to spray him.
My first memory. What girls get?
I honestly forgot that he didn't actually tell
Missy,
the story.
Mia, go
I
upstairs.
was like, what are you talking about? You already went. And yeah, tell your story.
I don't listen when Cameron talks.
Wow.
Neither does anyone
You
on
need-
our podcast.
You need to stop listening to your wife's negative comments.
No comment.
He said no.
No.
I just shook his head.
No, I feed off of them.
My first memory was on my dad's shoulder in church. I was a baby. I don't know how old I was, but I remember like waking up on dad's shoulder and we were singing congregationals in church.
As a baby?
2 or 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was about to say, because I was like, man, dude, I must have been dumb. My earliest
that's
memory
my
is 3.
first-
yeah.
Cameron's like, I was a baby. I was just grown up.
I know I was a little kid.
Okay, all right.
But I don't have any. That was way before I had my next like vivid memory
Right.
was like when my parents brought home the van that Dustin now drives.
Isn't that so funny?
Full circle.
The
Look,
19
it's
circle
I was 4.
Listen.
Because the 1999, right?
Yep.
I was 4, and I remember the whole thing. Like, Dad had it in the garage, and Meredith and me were sitting there talking, and we were talking about
the van.
we were going to North Carolina, and we were taking the new van, and they had the new car seats in it. Like the things come down,
Yep.
like out of the seats they come down, and the straps are already there and everything.
You
were
and
talking
Meredith were talking about it?
Me and Meredith were talking about it. Yeah, because we were standing by the screen door looking at our new van, and it was like so exciting. Like as a kid, that's the best.
That-
Brand new. It was brand new.
yeah.
That makes sense. For a split second, I was like, dude, if you were 4, Meredith had to have been like 2, but Meredith's older.
Meredith's
than you.
older.
So
I
if for a
forget that.
split second, I was like,
I did
you were
the
having
same
a
thing. and
full
I'm like, wait a minute,
conversation
Meredith
with-
is definitely
No,
older.
what's
Yeah.
nuts is I remember the car before that. No, I guess
So
it
she would have
wasn't.
been 6.
I guess it wasn't the red van. I guess we didn't have before that, but I remember the red van. I guess we got that after the white van.
I remember my dad had this truck and the gas pedal was shaped like a foot.
Nice.
My I like this is the childhood nostalgia.
You remember any birthdays? First birthday?
My first birthday I remember was I think was my 4th or 5th birthday. It was a Thomas the Train Engine birthday. My mom made a cake that looked like Thomas the Train. Like it was
creepy.
cool. I got a whole bunch of you shut your mouth. I got a bunch of Thomas the Train like things and like tracks and stuff. I mean, we had a whole like tough box.
Isn't it
full
Thomas
of-
the Tank Engine?
Yeah,
Not Thomas the Train.
it's either or.
My first
Get your
memory.
facts straight.
I remember my whole 5th birthday party. We were in North Carolina. My cousins were there. Like it was just like I remember the toys I got, the presents I got. I got the cow farm, the farmer setup thing with like a truck that goes in there.
Yeah.
I got like a hat, coonskin hat. I got toy guns, and me and my cousins went outside and played Indians and Cowboys. One of the best memories. 5 years
Which
old.
one of you guys was the guy on the buffalo?
Your boy, the guy who gets carried every week on the podcast.
Yeah. What are some? What's an obscure? You'd probably have a better answer.
Yeah, I
'Cause
don't think he watches
can't-
cartoons.
Did you watch like Saturday morning cartoons every week,
First of all,
or were you like,
how
or did
dare
you?
you?
Did you? I don't know if your dad was just like Saturday morning, time to go to work, boy, and then you were like carving your name in trees and getting yelled at by people. But
yeah, that's as Brian said. That's why I have all this.
right,
Just joking. No, I watch cartoons.
you did.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys? Are there any like obscure cartoons that you remember as a kid that nobody else seems to remember?
No one ever remembers Cat Dog.
Stonewall.
Cat Dog. Everybody remembers.
Stonewall.
What is Stonewall?
No,
It was a mouse show
no, I
on
don't.
PBS, and they were like warrior mice.
This is
And
this is a real thing.
This is a real thing. And I never even got to watch full episodes, but I saw like 1 or 2, and it was really cool. As a little kid, I
Huh.
thought this is really cool, but it was always at a weird time. It was like 6 at night or 7.
Yeah.
It's where I could never.
PBS play. It's at the weirdest. Do you remember Cyber Chase?
It was a all.
on PBS. Do you remember that?
All right, guys, I haven't thought about this in decades.
Well, this is the episode to do
So,
it.
but I remember the mouse with the sword charging and saying Stonewall. So I'm gonna look it up and see if that,
That
exists.
might-
that
really?
might be in my
I
mind.
feel like that's like pulling something out of my brain.
The only mouse
Then I
I
for-
remember is Tom and Jerry, and then Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
Here I come to save the day.
What's let me think. I feel like most of the ones I would think of are probably. I mean, Jackie Chan one. No one really knows, but remembers that. Like I remember
I
that.
do remember Jackie Chan Adventures.
That was fun.
I actually had a video game for the PlayStation 1 of
Really?
Jackie Chan Adventures.
Wow.
But there's a show, and I've talked about this with Nikki and then Eric and Bethany. Betty Tweed, Eric Tweed. There was a show that I watched when I was a little kid called Pappyland.
Pappyland.
And they make fun of me because I guess to them it sounds creepy. But it was this old guy, right? And he wore like overalls, and he was like, he would go on adventures and stuff like that. But it was kind of like there was like puppets and stuff that would like talk to him because it was a kid's show, and he would draw pictures, and then we at the daycare that I went to, we would all sit with these like little trays with a piece of paper, and then we would try to draw the same picture that he was drawing.
Yeah.
So it was like an educational kids show, and we're all like also sitting around and drawing.
Yeah.
And it was called Pappyland, and there's so few people that have. I don't think anybody I've brought this up to.
I don't think I've ever. Yeah.
I'm starting to think that me and like the 3 kids with me at daycare are the only people who ever see the show. Redwall.
Yeah. Show me a picture of it. See if it does anything to my brain.
Oh, that's an ad. I was like, I have no idea what this is.
No, that's not it. That's Candy Crush.
It was on the same channel as Out of the Box.
Yeah.
It was like this.
Let me see that thing.
Yeah, this is it.
This looks.
It looked really cool as a kid.
It looks like
Yeah. It looks really. That was it.
That is pulling something out of my head.
I've never seen that. But there's like that Pappyland is something that like
that was the guy. That little green mouse was the one that was like,
I am that is.
Ooh.
My sword shall wield.
But I never got to see. I never really got to see it. But
yeah.
But that sketched in my head of like, I want to see that. That's so cool. As like a little boy, I was like, yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah, I've never.
But that was on
never
it
seen
came
it.
on after Out of the Box. You remember that?
No.
Out of the box.
Oh, I do know that.
Out of the box.
I do know that song. I don't know if I've ever seen the show, but I've heard that song.
It was awesome. It was a bunch of teens who were like at the clubhouse.
All the coolest kids, man.
They had like boxes that were like their forts and houses. No, get out of here. No, boxes.
No, what? That's crazy.
Codename Kids Next Door.
Oh yeah, I love that
was
show cartoon. That was a good.
At a yard sale they had a Game Boy cartridge that had 4 episodes of Codename Kids Next Door on it.
Oh,
really?
my
So
gosh.
cool. Yeah.
Dude.
I know the song.
I remember
That
these characters.
man, that show was
I think
awesome.
I think I've no, yeah. This looks familiar. It's a guy beating on a pumpkin.
Farewell
yeah,
to you, my friend.
I remember this.
Goodbye for now. Until we meet again, I say so long.
I don't remember this.
I do. I
It's
totally
gonna be the
I totally
outro
remember
song
this.
to
Yeah.
the episode.
For now.
I totally remember this.
We meet again.
Yeah.
It's been great to
Has
plan
it?
plans. Goodbye.
I don't remember that.
You're watching.
We should sing that at the end of church.
I like that, Dustin.
I'm gonna put that at the end of the episode. This is gonna be an outro song.
Imagine Pastor
Here it
Gary
is.
leading everybody. Here it is.
Out of the box.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll cry. I'll cry.
Dude, yeah.
I will. I'll weep right here.
Yeah.
Altar's open.
PBS was where was that?
I do remember this. Look up Pappyland.
I don't know Pappyland.
No, apparently nobody does. I'm the only person to ever see the show when I was a kid.
Let's I feel like the rest of the ones that really bring back memories.
I remember
would be
as a
more
kid,
well-known.
that song was a little, was like
Fairly Odd Parents was a huge part of like our childhood for forever.
so that Out of the Box song, I remember it being a little bit like edgy back then. Like it was like, oh, we need to turn this down.
You were singing in church and they were like,
No, I remember it
Brother
like
Gary
being on the
lets his
TV,
kids watch
Yeah.
out.
it being on TV, and I was like muting it. and it's like the guy was doing beats on a pumpkin. All right, what do you got, Pappy Land? Which one, bud?
Let's see. So episode 504. So this was around for like a while. 501, or unless that means it's like season 5. Which
504.
No, I
season
think
3.
you're right.
But yeah. So like this old guy, and he had like people.
Is there
in
a theme song?
There might be. I specifically remember like because there was like this bug thing, and like in the episode they would like draw like this terrible picture, and it'd just be like random lines on the piece of paper, and they'd be like, "What can you do with this?" And then he would turn it into something else that was really good. Anything at all.
Well, now you
can Happy Land.
That's where we are today.
No, I don't remember this.
Anything can
That looks a little bit older than Delson Life.
be.
I think it was older than me.
Yeah.
But
Wait, what episode is this?
83.
Same age as David.
Yeah. So my grandparents had Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon. So I was familiar with. I saw Sweet Like a Zack and Cody.
Yeah.
I saw SpongeBob or whatever.
I
Not
never
all
really
the
got
time,
into SpongeBob. When
but
I love
Yeah.
But,
to this day.
Pokemon was never.
Overrated.
We were never allowed to watch that. Obviously.
yeah, there was a big thing in churches about how Pokemon was like of the devil.
dude, straight from hell.
Yeah,
Hell is 6 miles under, but it was like
belched
hell, if
from
you
the
watch
actual
6 feet
pits of hell. That's what Pokemon
Is
was.
that a real thing?
And yeah, churches were like, as a kid, I was like, what?
I mean, I never got into Pokemon. I just never heard this before.
I
Is
still
it bad?
think it's demonic, and I don't really know why,
Huh?
but I know it is.
the video games are fun though.
Yeah, they are.
But as far as cartoons, we were always allowed to watch Tom and Jerry. Dude,
Solid.
Roadrunner. I loved it.
Yeah.
So much.
I watched a lot of like the old. My older brother had like the original like Ninja Turtle cartoons from like the 80s.
Yeah.
So like I would watch
Ninja Turtles was big for me and my brother.
Yeah, I used to watch.
Yeah, that's
I used to watch that a bunch. He also had like He-Man and Thundercats. So like I used to watch that stuff because like we'd watch his.
Do you want to hear
his
something
videos and
sad?
stuff
I
like that.
didn't really like He-Man.
Because you're a he
Sorry.
man.
That's what's wrong with the generation today.
Yeah.
I have one of those bracelets.
Do you?
For my service.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, so someone gave it to me.
Thank you for your service.
His friend died or something.
No,
And he just gave it to you.
that's kind of weird.
That's weird.
Yeah. You still have it?
Mm-hmm. I wore it all the time.
Wear it every day.
I wore it a lot. He gave it to me for a reason. I forgot the reason though. He's like, never forget the. Yep.
Yeah.
Forgot.
Is he
Remember,
listening?
son.
Is he listening to
That's
this
all I
podcast?
remember. He said, "Remember, son." I can't remember anything after that.
Nothing after
I
that.
remember him saying, "Remember."
Hey, I need you to remember this.
So, yeah, that's good though. Memories, TV shows.
Yeah, there's a lot of
From when we
memories.
were kids.
Me and my brother.
First spanking. Go ahead. I'm just joking.
is regular.
Can't remember any of those.
Me and my brother used to
Right out of you.
the two toys that we would get all the time, and they were cheapest things ever, were the foam airplanes. You remember those? The big foam airplanes you'd put
Yes.
together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Coolest thing ever.
VBS.
That. Yes. Well, that and they used to have these oversized. They were plastic NASCARs. They were like this big, and that was like those two. I mean, we just destroyed them and bought them again over and over and over and over again.
The VBS prizes when I was a kid were like the best things ever.
Yes.
And all our VBSs now, I buy the exact same things, and I'm like, these are not cool.
Yeah.
We
I
used to
was
get
a dumb
the little
child.
parachute, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember
And
those.
we used to get the
I still
little
got parachute Jesus.
Yeah, we used to get, just like you said, the little
Yep.
thin little packages of the airplanes.
Yep.
The little foam ones.
The
Not
thin
the
one?
big.
Yeah.
And we
the-
used to get those,
Yes.
and there were just so many different types, and we'd get
Do
them.
they have it on Amazon? I just
They don't have them like they used to, because I want to
we
get
should
some
do.
for-
We could do a couple episodes on nostalgia.
Dude,
When I
oh
was a
my
kid,
goodness.
I had this toy
love
that I thought was really, really cool. I think I got it for like my birthday or something like that. But it was like you would put this contraption on the ground, and there was like a lot next to our house, so we had the space to do this. But like you would put this contraption on the ground, and you would put these like I mean, I guess I would imagine you could put real baseballs in there, but they came with like these plastic baseballs and like a plastic bat, and you would step on the pedal, and when you would step on the pedal, the contraption in there would fling one of the balls up.
And you'd hit it
straight up.
Yep.
And then you could swing on it while it's in the air, and if you missed, it would there was like a cone. So if you whiffed, the ball would like fall into the cone thing, and then it would just go again, and then you'd click the thing and then you could go.
I would probably just take the cone off,
because you don't miss.
I don't miss.
I do all the time. And you would think that would have helped me bat in church softball league, but it doesn't at all.
Maybe you got.
But I vividly remember that toy.
Yeah, that's a great toy. I was more of a. I remember Happy Harry's.
Yeah, I think.
Sounds so familiar.
That sounds so familiar.
Sounds so familiar.
There's a pharmacy chain in Delaware.
Yes. I do know.
Those other places.
Yeah, Happy Harry's.
There's
it was kind of like
Dover and Harrington and Greenwood. Not Greenwood.
They got bought by Walgreens, I think.
Yes, I think they did, because all the old Happy Harry's, you can still see them. They're like the roofs are like turquoise.
I remember it was like Happy Harry's, and there was like a guy with
three heads.
Yep.
One. I'm thinking Three Stooges, but it was one guy's head.
And he had glasses. Yeah. I know what you're talking
Happy
about.
Harry's, and they used to have cap guns in there.
I love cap guns.
Really good cap guns. I remember the Paytons always used to go in there and get them, and they were metal cap guns, not the plastic ones from Walmart. But they used to have these metal cap guns in a pharmacy of all places. So Happy Harry's was always like, I need to go to Happy Harry's, because I loved cap guns. And then also Tractor Supply or Farm Supply in Greenwood, Dustin. They used to have the metal cap guns, and my heart was always so fulfilled. And like the best thing in my life was going into those stores and looking for the toy guns.
Yeah,
like that was the pinnacle of my life until like 9.
I used to have this pen that it looked like a real pen, but when you pull the cap off, inside of the cap of the pen was like the little metal contraption that you could put one of the caps in. So like when you pulled the thing off, it would go pow pow, and like the pen would explode.
Yeah,
and I thought it was the funniest thing ever. So when I was a kid, I used to load it up, and then I would go ask people to sign my Bible, like preachers. I would ask preachers to sign my Bible, and I remember I did it, dude.
What a total menace,
dude! I did it to Maurice LaPierre, and dude, he caught me before I could get out of the room. Dude, gripped me up by my wrist, and he was like, "Why would you do this?" And I was like. Sorry, bro. Like, I was just like a little kid. I used to like walk around and be like, "Hey, Pastor, you sign my Bible?" He'd be like, "Yeah, I'll sign your Bible."
Give him PTSD. After that, someone about, "Hey, just sign my Bible."
To do that, right?
And they're like, "Hey, yeah, let me check your pen. Let me check it out, huh?"
Yeah, it was like an exploding pen.
Why?
And you know how you reap what you sow. Now, if somebody's like, "Hey, you sign my Bible?" I'm like, it just takes me back, and I'm like, dude.
You're like, "Are you trying to trick me?" No, brat. Smack him.
Just like, knocking Bibles out of kids' hands, just like, get it away
How many
from
preachers got out of the ministry because of you?
Yeah. How many people rejected the... Yeah.
Yeah. I used to do that all the time. I love that pen.
Tonka trucks riding down hills.
Yeah.
I used to ride our Tonka trucks down the hills up at my grandparents' house.
We had
we used to ride them off the roof. Obviously, we didn't do that.
One year, my grandparents got all of us grandkids pedal cars that were shaped like NASCARs. It was a big thing for me.
That is cool.
And that was cool. I broke mine pretty quickly. I was playing with it way too hard.
You had to be a handful as a baby.
You should have seen me.
You had to be a handful.
You know how many times I took the vacuum apart and put it back together? A lot.
Why? What? What? That's the most Dustin thing you could have said. What do you mean? You took the vacuum apart?
I took the vacuum completely apart and then I put it back together.
Like
for what reason?
Screwdriver and stuff?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I did.
How old were you?
Dude, you straight up have autism.
Yeah.
And you would just take the vacuum apart.
Yep.
And successfully put it together.
Yep. But the NASCAR.
Are you Rain Man?
I don't know. The
You're weird.
We had
weird.
Well, speaking of weird, me and my brother would play a manure pile all the time because it was the only hill in Denton was a manure pile, and
we didn't have any hills, and I was fine.
Well, we had a hill.
Well, it was the only hill.
If you were a kid and you had no hill, and then
David, didn't you experience growing up? Don't you have to have a hill to play on? Where are you going to play if you don't have a hill? And if the only hill,
you never-
if the only one's a
manure
manure
pile.
pile, you have to do it.
But you've never been there. So if you had a manure pile and you were 6,
I've
you would be
grown
like,
up around manure piles, bro.
but not in your backyard.
Actually, there's Amish people who live behind my parents' house. So yes,
Whatever.
there were
Anyway,
cows and
fine.
horses.
Dusted.
Fine.
There's so many.
That's so
But,
gross.
Yeah,
dude.
we didn't have a manure pile, but we had dogs.
My
and
brother got stuck and he started sinking. I tried to pull him out and I had to get my dad.
This is a true story.
Yeah.
Your brother sank
Yes.
into a manure
We were
pile.
riding the pedal cars down the
your
manure
hands
pile to see
high.
who could go the fastest. He got
Keep
stuck
your
and he started
hands
sinking.
high.
Hold your breath. So I'm holding him. I'm holding him up, and I don't remember what I said, but my dad says that I said, "Would somebody please help my poor brother?" I don't know.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's the
Yeah.
name of the
That's
episode.
so
Would
gross,
somebody
man.
help my poor brother? It's like,
We had a and
Dylan,
like,
Dylan.
I've
no matter
always
what,
been.
when I get back, just keep your hands out.
I've always been claustrophobic, so naturally, I chose HVAC. But anyway, so we had a dog kennel, and me and my brother did some weird stuff as kids. But we
Well, yeah,
did.
you played in manure.
Well, one time we had a gravel pile.
established that.
One time we had a gravel pile,
Oh,
and me and my
that's-
brother were
that's
looking at it, and we were talking, and like we were playing the gravel pile, and then we were like, let's get the dog kennel up here. So we start pushing the dog kennel, and then we put stuff in the dog kennel, and then after a while, we're like, what if we got in the dog kennel, and then we pushed it down, and I'm like, I don't want to get in there, and he's like, I want to get in there. So I'm like, you want to? So we agreed, and he got in the dog kennel willingly, and I pushed him down, and I'm like, was that fun? He was like, oh yeah. So we did that for like an hour. My parents came out, and all they see is me pushing my little brother down a gravel pile in a dog kennel, and they start
like
screaming.
like an igloo, or like just a dog
like
kennel
like one that you would carry, like a plastic one, and they
like it was rolling.
yeah. And they are screaming at me. I'm crying. Like, and then my brother's giggling, and they're so confused. And then he was like, "This is my idea," and they're like, "Oh." And then
I thought this was about to say like it's an unresolved conflict, like that could be clearly, like,
Right.
easily cleared
No.
up, like in a Hallmark movie, but it's not cleared up. They're like, I can't believe you cheat on me. He's like, but oh, you don't understand. It's like, no, just say I wasn't cheating on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to rethink my whole relationship. And then I go, I thought that that was gonna be like, and then you're in trouble. You didn't explain it, but no,
no,
you
there's
did.
a Polaroid somewhere of me pushing my brother down. Because after that, they wanted to watch and laugh, and they did. And
When
took
we
a
were
picture.
kids, my dad used to work the NASCAR race. And
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so we would be on the infield of the NASCAR race.
Yeah.
And one time my dad got like a tire,
Yeah.
like a NASCAR tire.
Ooh, Uncle Greg.
And we used to
has a NASCAR tire.
when we were kids, like we would get inside the tire.
Yeah.
And then we would push each other around.
In
the tire.
You're making my brain do some tricks. We had at my grandfather's farm. There's a loft that there used to be like a for like a hayloft, and that's building's tore down now. But my dad, when he was a teenager, turned that into like him and his friends hangout. So they built like these steps or whatever going up to it, and then up there it was like the coolest thing ever. There was like they got a counter up there, like from some house that was torn down. There's a TV from the 60s that didn't work, a couple couches, and some of the couches were, I forgot about that. Some of the couches were bench seats from old pickup trucks.
That's cool.
And then they had a friend who had a prosthetic leg, and when he got a new one, that he donated the old one to this little like hangout in the loft. And they used that, which then we later used as a swing. There was a rope going to the ceiling that we wrapped around the board, and we tied it to the leg, and that was our swing. We'd swing around the loft.
I love that he donated it.
He did.
Just donated a fake leg.
He said,
That was
He said this.
wow.
Is for,
We had so
this-
many. That was like that's where we.
this
I forgot about that. That's
is
the
for
whole wall was covered in hubcaps for different
boys.
cars. It was that was literally like that was torn down. I think before maybe we had just become teenagers and they tore it down. If we had that, like, oh my gosh, we would have killed each other.
Propose there?
No,
No.
that might be weird. I don't know.
I
but-
want to show you something special, Kenzie. This place was the place where my dad and his boys hung out.
Why don't you sit on that?
All prosthetic gene here.
Listen, baby girl, why don't you sit on that fake leg and I'll.
Here's
Look that way.
I have one more story before we wrap this up.
Oh, I forgot about that.
This is another illegal thing we did when we were kids. A friend a friend that lived a friend of mine when we were growing up, he got his hand on like some like fireworks, like little fireworks. And his parents were yelling at him because he was like setting them off in the street in front of the house, and they were like, "Don't be setting off those
Where
little fireworks."
else are you gonna set them off?
Right. So, well, we were also
There's no other option.
we were also like young teenagers, like probably shouldn't have been playing with fireworks anyway. So he was like, "Whoa, I'm gonna set it off. I want to set it off." So, man, we're dumb. So he's like, "We need to go somewhere with my mom. Nobody will see us, so nobody tells my mom." And we were like, yeah, let's go. So about 4 of us went to the middle of a cornfield, and we like laid down like an area, like kind of like a crop circle thing. Yeah. And he's like, "All right, let's go." So he sits it down in the ground, he lights it, and we all stand there, and it's just like a sparkler pretty much. Like it was the lamest firework ever. And then he goes, "Man, that was kind of lame. That was so dumb." And I was like, yeah. And then I look over at him and the other 2 guys, and I go, right, can't get words out. And they're like, "What's wrong with you, dude?" And I was like, "Ah." And we turned around, cornfield on fire. From the yeah. So
oh no.
So now we're in full blown panic mode because we just set some guy's cornfield on fire. So I can take you to the field where it happened.
What did you do to put the fire out?
So
One stalk at a time.
yeah, so we start panicking. So we start knocking down the corn stalks, right? To like, and then
one way or another, we're ruining this guy's crop
for sure. So we like kicked down like a bunch of his. Well, that's the other thing is him and another guy
what
had.
time of the year was this?
I mean, I was probably summer, or I don't, not summer. When's corn stalks up?
No, that's right.
Yeah. So probably summertime.
Usually,
it was like the middle of the day.
Does it burn when it's green?
It was
can,
not,
but it's not as easy.
It had to be dried out.
Yeah, it was dried out.
Yeah.
It was
It's
dried
not
out.
going to
That's
catch me
gonna
down
be
when it's
September.
green. It's
So
too wet. But
we like knocked down a bunch of the corn stalks and stuff, and then one guy took off his t-shirt, and then he was like beating the fire on corn stalks out, and I mean we burned up not like an insane amount of corn, but like, well, dude, like it's a decent. You could see it from a plane, that's for sure. And
An acre?
no, not an acre. No, it was, I don't know. It was probably
Enough to when he did the harvest, he's like, I'm about a load short.
It was probably no. I want to say it was probably from like this wall to like where your kitchen starts.
That's a good amount.
Yeah, it was a good amount, dude. And we were freaking out.
he came up on that and was like,
A lot of cornflakes.
like
Yeah, dude. So
I tell you what, these deer are getting rowdy.
well, here's the thing: is that guy's cornfield, and then there was like another cornfield that we used to go play hide and seek in all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they both knew that kids would always be running through the cornfields, and they would always threaten to like go.
you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my gun, and we'd be like, and then we'd all
Get my
run out.
shotgun with bird shot.
Yeah.
Light your tail up.
So they knew that kids were always playing in the cornfield, so that's probably why it never became a bigger problem. But yeah, dude, we lit that guy's cornfield on fire, and then like, I mean, we were like,
Should have just went ahead and done one of those alien things where you just get the
crop circles with the
Yeah.
board and
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
yeah. No, yeah, we're probably like 15, maybe 16. We lit, dude, man. I laugh about that all the time
That's
too.
great, dude.
That's another story
Yeah.
that my mom's probably never heard.
Yeah, Mom, there you go.
So,
All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode. Seriously, guys, like, subscribe, share. It really does help the algorithm. We want to get this out to as many people as possible. If you're listening, you want other people listening too. And so do we.
Yep.
So do that for us. Hey, look, if you're not saved, you don't even know what that means. It literally means you can know where you're going to go when you die if you come to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. I remember as a little kid just laying in bed and wondering, where I was going to go when I die. And there's so many people who do that now. If there's a heaven, there's a hell. And when I was 7, I accepted Jesus Christ as my Savior according to the Bible. Realized I was a sinner. Realized I needed a Savior. And realized that Savior was Jesus Christ. And the Bible says Jesus Christ came into the world to save sinners. And that's what you have to know. You have to know you're a sinner. You can't justify your sin. And that's what I did when I was a kid. I accepted him. I got on my knees. I could take you to the place where I got saved. And God saved me. So if you want to know more about that, the Bible says that Jesus is the answer. And that you can know all about that and get your sins forgiven. And if you enjoyed this episode, let us know about it. Let us know your childhood stories also. Emails at calmdownsfine@gmail.com. All right.
Peace.
That's it. Peace.
Hey there, comrades. Thanks for tuning in to the Calm Down, It's Fine podcast. If you liked what you heard this episode, be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and share that link. We want to get the episode out. We want as many new listeners as we can, and we want the old listeners to keep coming back. So be sure to like and subscribe. Find us on social media at CDIF Podcast. If you want to donate to the show, you can find the link to do so in the description below. So thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.